Good afternoon and welcome back to the SkoodSports Show. My name's John Scoodress for SkoodSports. Happy to have you with us here on a Wednesday afternoon in Boston, Massachusetts. Well, by now I'm sure you've heard the kerfluffle with the White House and the Philadelphia Eagles. Yesterday, the Philadelphia Eagles were supposed to attend the White House for their post-Super Bowl victory celebration with the Trump administration. However, due to the controversy that Trump and others in administration have drawn up with the United States national anthem, the flag, the military, and of course the NFL players, the Philadelphia Eagles ultimately decided not to attend, or at least most wouldn't attend. It was expected that Nick Foles would be there, as well as Doug Peterson, maybe a few fans, and a few other folks, including Jeffrey Lurie, who are aligned with the organization. But most players had zero interest in attending what is really a glorified photo op and legitimizing a president who not only has stood against everything that they stand for as human beings, but also said this about them directly.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Now, I don't know about you, but usually I don't like to wine, dine, and be celebrated by people who call folks like me sons of bitches and say I should be fired, just for exercising my right, my First Amendment right, to peacefully protest. Let's keep in mind that when Trump says the NFL players and others who either raise their fist or kneel during the national anthem are disrespecting the flag and the military, I'm sorry, Mr. Trump. What really is disrespecting the military and the flag? Is it kneeling, which is what that fellow military personnel had told Colin Kaepernick and fellow 49ers to do as a way of showing respect and protesting the national anthem? Or is it saying this?
He's not a war hero.
He's a war hero.
He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Do you agree with that?
He's a war hero because he was captured, okay?
Now, disregarding the fact that that should have been a disqualifying statement from the man ever even receiving a nomination from a major party for president, let alone winning the election in 2016, the fact of the matter is anybody who stands behind Donald Trump and says that anybody who protests anything is not American, but that man is not only blind to the realities of life, but they're kidding themselves, and they're making themselves and anybody who agrees with them look incredibly stupid and naive. I mean, how can somebody say that these folks are not patriots, these Eagles who go out every day when they're not playing football and stand up for their community, men like Malcolm Jenkins, who continues to fight for equality with regards to the justice system. Men like Chris Long, who donated his entire 2017 salary to charity. How can they be infidels and this man be a leader?
I know more about ISIS than the generals do, believe me.
How can a man who, after having zero experience in the military, as you'll see here, he had an opportunity to join the military, but he got multiple deferments because of bone spurs. How can a man who has zero experience in the military, zero knowledge of the military complex, claim to know more than the generals? Even worse, how can a man claim to be such a patriot when he says things like this about those who passed away fighting in our military and for our country?
To dating, right? And when you got to say to a woman, hey, listen, you got to go to my personal doctor and I'm going to have you checked out. Is that a tough thing to say to a woman, or you just got the balls to say it?
You know, I'll tell you, it's amazing. I can't even believe it. I've been so lucky.
Right.
In terms of that whole world.
You've never gotten a social disease.
It is a dangerous world out there. It's scary. It's like Vietnam, sort of like, the Vietnam era.
It is your personal Vietnam, isn't it?
It is my personal
It is. You've said that many
I feel
times.
like a great and very brave soldier.
So not only, in just 5 minutes of this video, has the President of the United States said that he knows more than the generals about ISIS, despite never serving or being active in any form of the military, not only has he claimed that prisoners of war, these same troops that he as commander-in-chief is forced to send to war or to send into battle, are not heroes because they were captured. How does that work for morale if you're a soldier heading off to war, knowing your president won't care about you if you're caught? Not only has he done that, but he's also compared the Vietnam War, a war in which he purposefully avoided, thanks to, ka-ching, his money, 5 deferments. Not only has he said that those who were captured and killed in that war are not heroes because they did not avoid capture or casualty, but he said his own personal Vietnam was cheating on his wife and avoiding STDs. This isn't a patriot. This isn't a leader. This is not a commander-in-chief. This is a coward. This is a con man. This is a crook. And I'm sick and tired of 37 to 41% of the country eating up every single thing that this idiot says. All because their 401k is a little bigger. All because they want guns, and they believe guns protect them. There are people out there who can make your 401k succeed and can keep your guns. He's not the only one. He's a crook, he's a criminal, he's a con man. And anybody who continues to support this man after everything that he has done to divide this country, I'm sorry, you're no patriot at all. Getting off the serious topics into the more sports-related aspects of the show, tonight we have Game 3 of the NBA Finals, as LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers will look to avoid falling behind an insurmountable 3-0 to the Golden State Warriors for the second straight year. In this, the 4th consecutive battle between these two clubs, with the Warriors winning 2 of the previous 3, it appears that Golden State's Big Four will once again triumph over LeBron. What this means for King James in the future and his summer free agency remains to be seen, but the fact of the matter is Cleveland can't be feeling good about keeping the King in the Buckeye State. What with the supporting cast around him eroding quicker than Trump's lies and falling apart quicker than the Clinton campaign did in 2016. Cleveland will need a win tonight in order to avoid that 3-0 deficit, and they're going to put it all on the shoulders of King James. I don't see it happening despite the Cavaliers' success at home this season and postseason. In the end, I think that Golden State just has too much, and they will complete a sweep over the Cleveland Cavaliers to win their 3rd NBA title in 4 years. Elsewhere in the sports world, the Stanley Cup Final could be wrapped up as early as Thursday, as the Washington Capitals will look to win their first championship in franchise history and the first championship for the nation's capital since the Washington Redskins triumphed back in 1991. Washington leads at 3-1 now after a victory at home in Game 4, but the series moves back to Vegas for Game 5 on Thursday night beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern on NBC Sports. In my opinion, I see Vegas continuing the series and sending it back to our nation's capital. The Golden Knights have their backs against the wall in what has been one of the greatest seasons in sports history. As an expansion team in their first year, they have dominated at home and used the Vegas aspect of home ice advantage to their advantage. And we'll see if they can continue to do that. They still have a great chance of winning this series. Keep in mind, 1, the Washington Capitals have blown more 3-1 leads than anybody in hockey history. That is a fact. And 2 of the 3 remaining games are in Vegas, Game 5 and Game 7. So the Knights, if they can win Game 5, just need to win Game 6 before forcing a Game 7 back at home in front of a sold-out crowd in the City of Sin. They've got plenty of chances, and they will give it their all on Thursday, I'm sure, to avoid their Cinderella season coming to an unceremonious end. That'll wrap things up here for the SkoodSports Show. Until next time, good night and good luck. I'm John Skudris. This is SkoodSports.